Hello again, we're back. This time with Leslie Rhoher's argument number 3. Thirdly, there is nothing in physics, and certainly not any law of thermodynamics, which prevents the existence of a pressure differential in any system, irrespective of their existence or lack thereof of any sort of container. Okay, how do I answer this? Simply, it's not really a coherent sentence, but if I do understand correctly, what you're trying to say is it has nothing to do with pressure gradients. No one says it has anything to do with pressure gradients. It's simply got to do with the increase in entropy with two separate systems. So if you have a system which is closed and you have an adjacent system which is, let's say, closed, and they together with a boundary, and you open that boundary, it will then what? Disperse the gas into the surrounding systems.
Between these two, you will see spontaneously the bromine rush from one to the other.
That's how it works. So if you've got a system that's got a higher pressure, it's going to force itself higher pressure. It will fill the available volume. That's practically what entropy of a gas is.
Just take a gas in some volume, V, and over here is going to be vacuum of equal volume, and we're going to remove the barrier. You know what's going to happen spontaneously, right? The gas is going to fill the available volume once it becomes available.
So I'm not really sure what you're trying to say there. Yes, once again, there can be and often is, but frequently there is none. Example, outside my house, the atmospheric pressure is 770.9 millimeters of Hg. In the local international airport, less than 10 kilometers away, the barometric pressure is 771.7 millimeters of Hg. Yes, and you do know what barometric pressure is, right? Well, obviously do, because you put millimeters of Hg, which is for mercury. It's barometric pressure based on containment. Would you be able to show me a barometer that's not contained? Not huge, but not zero either. There are no containers or vessels of any sort around either site, nor any walls of significant size between them. This by itself completely destroys your notion that gas pressure requires a container. First of all, do you know what gas behavior is? Yeah, do you think temperature, pressure, and volume is not going to change within distances compared to an open or a concealed area? Do note that pressure gradient you are talking about is in the same system. The problem you have with your globe is Earth is an open system inside. Yes, inside and adjacent, aka separate, to a very super low ultra vacuum system called space. As already has been pointed out to you, there is a consistent gradient easily measurable all the way from the Earth's surface to more than 10,000 kilometers above the surface. This empirically verified fact, verified not once, but terms of thousands of times, destroys any notion it violates any natural law.
Take a balloon with some gas in it and you keep it out in the sun, or if you heat it, what do you find will happen? The balloon expands and finally blows up. This is because the gas inside it also expands. So there is no apparent expansion, there is only real expansion when it comes to gases.
As an outside, and perhaps whence this idiotic idea came, the second law of thermodynamics does not prevent gas from flowing from a region of higher pressure to one of lower pressure in a closed system.
The following content is provided under a Creative Commons license. Your support will help MIT OpenCourseWare continue to offer high-quality educational resources for free.
can be an open system, or it can be a closed system, or it can be isolated. The definitions are also important here.
That has nothing to do with the static pressure differential, and it also has nothing to do with an open system like the Earth.
The second law is going to define entropy. And it's going to tell us about the direction of time, something that conceptually we clearly understand, but it's going to put a mathematical foundation on which way does time go. Clearly, if I take a chalk like this one here and I throw it on the ground and it breaks in little pieces, if I run the movie backwards, that doesn't make sense, right? We have a concept of time going forward in a particular way. How does entropy play into that concept of time? Okay. And I'm going to call this the you can break even at 0 degrees Kelvin law. Okay? You can only do it at 0 degrees Kelvin. You can only do it at 0 degrees Kelvin.